just watch a little slap ham. God. Come on. There we go.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slap Ham. Today we're looking at some terrifying cursed objects that experts warn you should steer well clear of. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more awesome creepy content.
I don't know what to draw. There's so much going on. And I saw the Joker movie. That was really good. I enjoyed it to a certain extent. I mean, it was a little rough in some parts, you know.
The car later disappeared, so no further victims have been claimed. However, countless brave or foolish car collectors are still avidly searching for the cursed wheels. The Kohinoor diamond is one of the largest cut diamonds in the world at a whopping 105.6 carats. Currently, part of the British royal family's crown jewels on display in the London Tower. However, most members of the royal family refuse to wear the gemstone as they believe the diamond is cursed.
So there's still speculation that the Jared Leto's Joker is not the real Joker. They're speculating that some fans are speculating that it's Robin. The Robins have in the comics have a history. What they did with the last Robin, I didn't agree with. I thought it was a little too much. But they turned basically that Robin. Joker turned that Robin into a Joker. I can't remember the name of the character off the top of my head, but the first Dick Grayson got shot by the Joker. And then he went to Teen Titans. And then Jason Todd, you know, was murdered by the Joker. And so forth. So there's a big history with the Joker. This new Joker, played by Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he looked rough in the movie. I mean, it reminded me a lot of the Mechanic or the Maniac or whatever. The guy that played Batman did. Christian Bale. Like, he lost like an exorbitant amount of weight for that role. I'm trying to find a good image to kind of go off of as a reference point. Stupid Google. Come on now. So I'm just gonna sketch out. I'm sketching on my tablet, so there's the blade. I find it frustrating to a point because, you know, one is the devices always go dark. They don't stay where they're supposed to. There's a delayed reaction. You know, it's like, well, if you're having that much issue wrote, why in the heck are you drawing on it? Well, you know, you gotta get used to stuff. That would be my excuse. I'm just kind of planning stuff out, getting the raw sketches, the cheekbones building some of the material. My dogs are kind of barking, so and it's kind of hard when you try to zoom stuff in, you can't. So but I really enjoyed drawing on digital a lot more. It takes some getting used to. I know there's the Ethan Van Sciver. I like watching and listening to him. I wish I would have bought the Cyberfrog. I also need to buy some other books from other artists, especially Brett Two Bean, 2D Bean. You know, the one thing I gotta get, because you can get such precision with the drawing here, you can just spend too much time trying to get it perfect. And the biggest mistakes that I come across when drawing on the computer is that you're never gonna get it perfect. You gotta take your lumps. So it's just annoying, and my dogs are barking. So and it's just there's a different manipulation because like when drawing on this compared to an actual actual paper and pencil, you can manipulate your pencil. You can have your pencil a certain way. There's no certain way on this. It is you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I mean, it can simulate it, but it's not like perfect. You know what I mean? It's I can't get a taper. Why are you not working? I can't get a taper like I can. Why are you not working? Okay, you go in and out, but I can't get a line. Come on. Why? Why? And even my screen is not that bright. There we go. Why aren't you working? For the love of Christ. Everything else standard. Work. Oh, I'm just getting so pissed. I must have locked it by accident. Come on, there we go. It's working on it. It's frustrating on this tablet. I'm just kind of in my bedroom relaxing. What are you barking at? Huh? Oh, it smells wonderful out here, doesn't it? I'm cooking some pork. I'm trying to do it in the crock pot. Crock pot was like way too jam packed. I had to take it somewhere else. So, but there's like a delayed reaction. It drives me a little crazy. And if you touch the screen, it's it's touchy. So I like it because you can start off sketchy, and then you can refine it down, and you can work in layers. So it's like working on a sheet right over top of it. So I can take this eraser here, erase some scaffolding lines here as I go. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. You know. Oh, stupid flies. But it's not too bad of a tool. I like taking this to like restaurants and so forth. If I remember, I've been forgetting lately. One of my favorite pastimes is just taking it to a restaurant or some kind of establishment and then using it as practice to draw people around me. I should do that a little bit more often. Get out. It's a good icebreaker. People will get curious. Everyone's like apprehensive at first. They're scared because you're the pen holder, and they're afraid of what you might see in them. I think everyone's a little afraid. Doesn't matter who you are or what other people see in you. No one wants to be drawn as ugly or the monster or whatnot. Well, most people don't. Not the Joker. So, but you can see here I'm getting like real close because like it's if I had a pencil I could be more precise from a distance, but since I don't have a pencil, it's getting confused on the precision of where I would want my shadow to be. I gotta paint it on with this. It's a pencil tool, but I gotta paint on to get a nice dark and light, so I can get a nice, transition between dark and light on. See, it's just drives me freaking crazy. Why aren't you not opacity? So yeah, because I tell them how I touch the opacity. This drives me crazy. You accidentally touch something and then boom. So you can see here I'm just building that dark up. Go back in. Should probably color it red. May erase that later, I don't know. I'm not even going off the photo anymore. I'm just drawing how I normally would see shadow and form. And you can see how the nose is. If I was really measuring this out, well, that's about, nose is a little small. This eye probably needs to be moved over a little bit more. My proportions are definitely off. The nose is kind of long, kind of small. It fits here, but it doesn't quite. It's a little off here. But like I said, I'm not drawn for perfection. Of course, you're gonna have like There's always going to be those artists that are like, well, you didn't get it perfect here, didn't get it perfect there. And then I find them hypocritical because I'll see their work, and some of them are right on, and that's the way they want to be, and that's all fine, you know. But you're working with different materials. You're working with a different medium. It takes a while to you get used to it and to be a mastery of it. Most masters didn't even think they were masters of their own materials that they were using. So no one has perfect symmetry on their face either. There's always something off. See, my hand touched the side, so all too often people have trouble drawing their eyes because they don't understand how light reflects in the eyes. And they always draw the iris like real small because sometimes it's small in the photo. That's because, it hits you with that light and your iris, contracts and gets real small. And then when you try drawing it, it looks like you get crazy eye. Put that down. About 200. Yeah, I know you're 200. Alright, back in the bedroom. Just relaxing at the bedroom. We're going to see. This is basically a test anyway. I like drawing on my main computer a lot better. So let's just work on these eyes a little bit. It's not quite like with all the makeup and stuff Joaquin's wearing. It's a little hard. Especially when you're going off of a photo on the internet. And there's not a whole lot a light reflecting off his eye here. Let's take the size down. Let's up the opacity. So I'm going to create catch light. I like doing little squares most of the time. A lot of lights, if you like look in people's eyes when they do videos, they have like some kind of round or square round light. And I just find that really interesting when it's put into the eye. As you can see it, So, and this is I mean, you get a drawing texture to this, but it is such like a painting application. It just feels, or like charcoal, you know. I gotta keep adding my darks to get my darks. It's like I don't. It's not pressure sensitive, and then, like I said, it's like I'm trying to get in the center there. It keeps going around where I want it to go. I gotta get real close and high and tight on this to get it darkened where I want it to dark, where I want it to be jet black. So I definitely want it jet black around this eye, this iris here. And it's just, you know, that's why I also got the computer. I should draw on the computer. So this is where I should be drawing. And of course you want it darker on top and lighter towards the bottom, because you know you got your eyelid. Your eyelid's like a shelf, so it should be darker. I think the neighbor's got their dog chained out and it's whining and it's driving my dogs crazy. So you wanna play around with the contrast, because eyes are not really easy. You know, you do them well enough, you can get a nice wow factor and people get really impressed. But after you draw an eye, almost, you know, if you know what you're doing, a lot of artists will know, like, okay, yeah, that's all right. I don't even think I'm all that great with the eyes. So there's a delay. If I had an actual pencil, I wouldn't be having some issues right now. It's just not going exactly where I want it to go. I'm putting my pen down and it's being a bunghole. Anyway, God, just irritating. I'm getting irritated. There we go. But you can see, you know, you can spend just eons and eons of time trying to get your piece perfect. I mean, just doing black and white, I'm doing sketching, and it's like I'm spending an eternity on this eye. And it all depends on how much enjoyment you get out of it as well. I mean, it frustrates me, but it doesn't apparently frustrate me so much I have to stop and quit and rage quit. At least not yet. You know, things get frustrating. You want them to go a certain way and they don't. You just got to keep adapting. Oh, come on. There you go. There we go. Let me get my Rage of Legends going here. Well, I'm just sketching this out. So I've done this. Come on now. I've drawn enough that I don't have to go completely off photo resource. God, son of a. Go off photo resource. And I can just kind of like fill, you just fill in stuff. Let's go with more opacity on that. So. And you just adapt. You just make I mean, my drawings now on this thing, and I should be drawing a lot more with it than I am, but they've gotten a lot better since I've been, working on it. I mean, I probably should work on it more than I have, but the opacity. Oh, you mother. Come on now. God bless it. Why is my screen not so bright as it used to be? You. Come on now. There we go. Now this eye's off. This eye needs to come down. I'm trying to remember how to use this. But my eye's not looking too bad. Let's get some shading on this side. What the? And so touchy. Like if your hand touches the screen, it can change something, and it's so flippin' annoying.
This next video features a ghost sighting that might be a bit hard to see. A woman filming from the bedroom window spotted a shadowy being dancing from left to right outside in the dark. It is noticeable thanks to the street lights.
Come on, there we go. It just doesn't want to shade where I want it to shade. Let's see here. And move it down. Done. There we go.
It's a very creepy video indeed, but could it really be a shadow person? Or was it some strange shadow created by something incredibly outside? Either way, it's strange.
That looks even. It just gets frustrating. I need to educate myself. Probably you spend the bad thing with technology is that if you don't know what you're doing, you can spend an eternity trying to figure out how to do it better. You know, you just sit there and you dink around with it, and before you know it, you've wasted half the day just trying to figure out one silly thing. Or it keeps going dark on you, and then it doesn't give the brightness, and then you touch something. Like I said, I like working on this for the most part, but there's the touchiness and like just grabbing stuff and it not quite hitting where I want it to hit just drives me crazy. So on his eye, we're gonna get the. You got the pencil. Take down the size a little bit. So right about here is where his eyebrow is. Alright. And he has kind of like a triangle there. And then he has kind of like a triangle piece up there on the face in the image. And there's a couple different variations. There's subtle variations, but there's a couple different variations. What the... Oh, God, come on. You son of a... There we go. So...
The sound of the moving culture doesn't quite transition well with the audio. It sounds like it was a sound effect that the uploader didn't know how to fade out the sound effect to make it sound more realistic. But that's just my own speculation. The figure itself does look very offensive.
That looks too low.
God.
Come on. There we go. I'm gonna move that. Alright, there you go. Right there. That looks more spot on. Of course, I said that last time. So. Let's get the eyebrow here. Yeah, I don't like how my eye is. The one that I got done. I always, the problem that you also have is that, how you see it in your mind's eye and how it comes out is always never the same. And it's always going to drive you nuts, especially if you let it drive you nuts. Come on. Okay, I'm touching the black, but it's showing up like a distance down. And it's just pissing me off. It's not reacting the way it's supposed to react, where I want it to react. So This eye looks all messed up to me now, but there, my hand hit it. The fat of my hand hit it. Drives me crazy. You want to think about where light and shadow is, especially when you're doing eyes. You want, like I said, your eyelid is like a shelf, so there should be a shadow underneath it. You know, so like the outside of the eye. The outside of the eye. Come on. Jesus, it's at 100% opacity. You are such a hemorrhoid. Alright. Just wanted to, I should be at my computer. Oh, that's too big. That's too big. I should be at my computer drawing, but like I said, I like having some practice with this old tablet here. I bought it, might as well use it, right? And I just want to kind of relax. I tried to put this on Facebook, but I didn't want to go for some reason. So I guess we're going to go just do drawing where you're not going to be entertained like this guy's stupid. What the hell is he talking about? Blah blah blah. He's getting so frustrated with his materials. Man, I remember when I was married, God, she wanted me to do ink on canvas, and I did the way that she wanted to, and it was just frustrating because the ink would dry in the brush when I hit the canvas, and it would just dry out, and it would get constant clumping. I was always like washing out chunks of ink, and like it would. You only had like a brief amount of time before it has become messed up. Like you couldn't get a nice line that you wanted. Kind of like what I'm doing here. But it was worse. Way worse. Okay? And so like I put a couple lines that were nice, and then the ink would dry. And it would just be kind of useless. You try to get a nice line, and it'd be fat, and you had to press down, roll, put more pressure down to get some ink to lay down. And it was just a pain. And I remember getting so mad, trying to get it just right and working on it for so long. I actually got mad, swore, and threw the canvas across the room, breaking it. And I had to go repair the canvas. And she was like, "Oh, it looks really good." It's like, "Oh, thanks." It was anguish. Hated every moment of it. I don't want to do it again. And I gotta give her a little bit of kudos because there are some pieces that I do like that I've done. Very distorted. I was listening to a lot of Frank Zappa at the time. I think that was an influence. Stinky Foot or whatever. Where you had that musical about the prison. So gotta love Frank Zappa. This one doesn't look as sharp as the other one did. But, God, it's still, look, it's going, I'm hitting where the line of the edge is, and then it's putting it away. There's a freaking gap. There's a gap. Stupid God, I don't want the gap. Look, it's just making that goddamn darker. You expect it to do. You know, the expectations is that it goes where you touch, but it doesn't want to do it. That's about as far as I can zoom in. Stupid. Come on. See, you get these dark spots where you don't want it. It's asinine. Now I'm going even farther in and it's not even doing it. It's skipping. Such a pain in the ass. Just trying to get the texture of the eye, you know. It's just annoying, doing the piss right out of me. See, look, it's like a dot right there. It just frustrates the piss out of you, because you're trying to do something, and you're doing it the way that you should be doing it, and it's not registering the way it should. So it needs calibration or some stupid crap like that. Stay on. I'm just gonna blow my nose for crying out loud. So, now we're just going to change the opacity. Change the color again. Yeah. I don't know what the hell I hit or why it changed the color, but yeah. Anyhow. I like it because you can soften stuff up. I keep talking about this program. Joker was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I went with a friend. I really don't. I figured she wouldn't enjoy it. By the look on her face, she did not enjoy it at all. It was most of the movies that I tend to watch, she just thinks they're movies for a crazy person, but at least that's the impression I get. Because and like I said, I'm not going off photo resource anymore. I'm just filling in I'm going basically as Doc Love would say, one of my high school teachers. You're just going through the motions. You're not thinking about what you're doing. I love my dogs, but their barking drives me crazy on my days off. Just drives me crazy. Because it's pretty constant. Well, I think about it, working with this, it's gotten me to keep my hand out, because I got a heavy hand anyway. I always had one through college. It's kind of a hindrance most of the time, because, you smear. I remember the ex-wife being, like, freaking hostile when I come home, because I'd get pencil lead all over the house, and she freaking hated it. Because it'd be on the side of my hand, and I'd go upstairs. Of course, you touch the walls, you touch the banister, and some of the lead comes off, and it just would infuriate her. But I worked freaking open to close. And just some people don't get. When you work all day long and you're tired, you come home, you don't care. Your only goal is to go to the bathroom because you've been sitting in the heat, not getting your seat because you want to make money. Because if you're out of your seat, you don't make money. You just want to go to the bathroom, relieve yourself, spend some time in that quiet solitude of the bathroom, and just kind of have some downtime and revamp so that you can go about your day, or the rest of your evening. Whatever. Some people, I learned through a lot of my relationships is that a lot of people don't appreciate and will never appreciate you or what you do. And it seems to me the nicer you are, the more prone you are going to have for heartache. The more accommodating you are, I think I'm basically too laid back, I feel, for most relationships. I heard this artist, I always thought he was kind of like a bit of a sexist. His name was Vanya. And he get teased by local by the other Bosnian friends because his name was kind of feminine sounding. And they say, "We got a girl's name," blah blah blah. And he'd get real mad, but he'd say like, "Well, girls like to be mad. They like it. They say they don't like it, but they like it." Now I got a Scottish accent, totally not his accent. But, I thought, man, that's just kind of, that's kind of ignorant. But, I don't know, the older I get, the more I think he's right about that. I was just thinking about a few of my recent, because, I was just being relaxed. And this person I was out with, she's like, "Do you want to go to the bar?" She's like, "Yeah, that was the plan, to kind of go to the bar. If you don't want to go, we don't have to go." And she's like, "I'm trying to be accommodating," and she's just kind of being mean. Well, that was my perspective, because she was just, you could see that she was just upset because people around there don't go eat after a movie at after a movie at like 10 at night or whatever, 9:30, 9 o'clock is what it was. And she's like, and I lied. She goes, "Do you remember that the guy said that there's going to be a class reunion And I said, yeah, but no, I don't remember. It must have been talk when I was out in the bathroom. But it's like, whatever, thought it was going to be there at that other bar that we were at, but I did not realize it was going to be at this one. All I wanted was just to go see a movie and kind of get a pork tenderloin, enjoy the atmosphere. And there was a lot of people there, too many for me. So we eventually did leave, but it was just the fit that kind of proceeded. It was just annoying. It was just before we even got in there, she was complaining. You could tell, her body language. She was completely aggravated, tone of voice. And we haven't even gotten out of the car, and she was aggravated. Like, people are going to be there to get drunk. Like, most people are at bars and clubs and so forth. Well, the last time I was there was hardly anybody there, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot of people to be there. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like I said, I was just kind of relaxed, taking things as they come. Her reaction to it I don't know, it just intensified the whole thing. She was irritated with it. She was physically, irritated with it. And it just, I didn't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. When I go out, I don't want to deal with drama. I find it that I love going out by myself a lot more, because when I go out with, it seems like when I go out with females, they get like apprehensive because I'll go and just talk to complete strangers like I know them, and I don't. I just say hi, and I was like, "Hey, you're interesting," blah blah blah, and I'll have a long conversation. Now, I'll admit, sometimes I'll have a long conversation with someone I want to get out of, and I'm too polite to get out of it, and I'll sit there and like going, okay, when is this guy going to be done? When is this conversation going to be done? Oh, he started talking about something else. I better stick around. I don't want to be rude. But I guess this is kind of the way that it goes, The last time I was there, there was hardly anybody there, and I started, I made a joke, and me and this guy just started talking, and we talked and talked for a couple of hours. He was an ex-cop. He was pretty awesome. He was talking about some of his ventures. I talked about some of mine. Share, swap stories. A lot of times when I'm with someone, they're like, "Why are you talking to that person?" Well, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? Don't say that. Oh yeah, don't say that. You can't say that. All the people that try to police your language tell you what you can and can't say. Yeah. So. Whatever. I just feel like when I draw, I might need someone to just talk to. Because I babble and babble because I feel like I have to. Yeah. I think this has a stop motion thing on it that I think I'm going to need to play with. I got his head cockeyed, but I think it's coming along fairly well. I said,
simply shows objects being moved aggressively by what is believed to be a poltergeist. The objects moved are chairs, a table, and a poker set. Apparently, the people behind the video have been playing with the Ouija board prior to filming this video. As with most videos following on the paranormal subject, it has sparked a debate in the comment section, some screaming fake, others having their own arguments as to why it's real. The usual argument that it's fake and string could have been used to achieve the effect. According to one source, a paranormal investigator by the name of Jason Matthew asked the original film of the video going by the name
Well, I think I'm gonna close it out for now. I don't know how long I've been playing, but I know it's been for a while. So I'm gonna stop this and save, and maybe try again later.